Now, before we start the show, let's hear what the gang had to say about the Celtics and Warriors before it was them in the finals.
I think Curry's showing that he's far from finished. Clay's bounced back. Draymond's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
He's playing good basketball. Probably the best basketball of his career, honestly. In a mental point. At his mental point.
He's facilitating at a level that's crazy. Andrew Wiggins. I have to scream his name because, again, I feel like we haven't talked about him enough throughout the process of these videos. Andrew Wiggins. I had to say his name. He's been phenomenal. Again, I like the way he's bounced back from being what a lot of people say was a quote-unquote underachiever. And I just like the way he showed.
He's only in his 8th season, if I'm not mistaken. So he's still there. Young, he's there moving forward as well.
Single covered them with a Wiggins. So who gets Tatum?
Wiggins starts with Tatum, and they put Clay on Brown.
Okay.
They put Clay on. They put Clay on Brown, and Draymond and Looney's there for help defense. But I think
and they funnel the offense towards Marcus Smart and Horford and Williams.
Try to make those guys hit big shots. So they've been playing big. And they've been showing up in big moments. So I think the style of play Steve Kerr likes to put out there. I think that's the mindset he's going into the series. Where he's going to say, let's make Smart and Horford and these other guys beat us. I think that's how they're going to attack them defensively. Offensively, the regular, a lot of screens, a lot of movement, and try to get these guys tired. I think they'll probably
foul trouble for sure.
Foul trouble. Celtics conditioning is going. We're going to see where their conditioning is.
Especially coming off that Game 7.
Yeah, we're going to see where their conditioning is coming up against the Warriors.
That's pretty good, but the Warriors been waiting, about 5 days, 6 days?
Yeah.
I think on offense, they're going to have to make an adjustment because the adjustment they made to beat the Mavericks, was to go inside. But I don't think the Celtics are going to allow them to go inside.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The Celtics aren't going to allow them to eat up the paint with Al Horford playing, with Robert Williams playing. And then Grant Williams is going to be playing. Probably on Draymond Green, things like that. So
probably throw Theus out there as a body.
The only way you're going to beat the Warriors is you're going to have to score. Yeah. So these 100-point games, this is cute playing against the Heat, scoring 82 points. That's not going to happen against the Warriors. The Warriors are not going to score under 107.
Yeah.
They're not going to score under 107.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling spicy calling scores since I was right with the Heat.
No, that's a fact.
So they're not scoring under 107.
No, that's a fact.
So I think they attack Steph Curry.
Yeah.
They pick and roll until they get Steph Curry, and then like I said, they play through Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
I think you even might even see Marcus Smart get a couple post ups. I wouldn't be shocked to see Marcus Smart attack Steph Curry on some post ups, things like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because they might even let Marcus Smart go 1-on-1.
Yeah.
So like I said, to tire out if say they're fighting through the screen, they're not switching.
Yeah.
To try to combat like that, the Warriors that is.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say the young boys do it, man. I think it's the Boston Celtics time. Definitely hate the Celtics, and I think it's their time. Boston Celtics in 7. I think the Warriors, they are gonna put up a punch. Yeah, I think they have the home court advantage. They're gonna be able to. They're not gonna go down lightly. They're gonna have to figure each other out. It's gonna have to. The Celtics are gonna have some up and down games, but like I said, that 107 is the minimum for the Warriors. So,
but
put your name on it, man. Put your name on it.
I think I'm gonna go Celtics in 6, man. I'm gonna go Celtics in 6.
He switched up on it. I ain't mad. Hey, listen, he went on wax. I like it.
I think Celtics in 6. I think the Celtics team kind of reminds me of that Celtics team in 08, where they went 7 games, a couple series.
Yeah, the Hawks first round. Yeah.
Yeah. and took them 7 games, maybe 2 series that year.
Yeah.
Was
it Cleveland in 7 as well in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah. So who was it in the first? Oh wait, it was Chicago first round.
No, it was Atlanta Hawks the first round.
Hawks first round. You sure?
I'm pretty sure that big 3 team.
Yeah.
At first it was the Hawks game 7.
Yeah.
Now maybe I'm not sure. I'm kind of iffy on the Cleveland game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But
And then they ended up finishing the Lakers, the great Kobe in 6. So I think that's where my heart is swinging, man. Celtics in 6. I think the Heat was the last tough test, man.
yeah,
I think they're gonna figure it out right now.
love what Andrew Wiggins is doing is being aggressive. I've even liked the way he's shooting the 3 again, even though he's not necessarily his percentage from 3 hasn't been necessarily great, but I just like the way he's been aggressive because he's opening the floor. Because again, his natural game is to slash and get to the basket. So once the defense knows you're slashing to the basket, getting to the basket, and you're able to add that 3-pointer, it just makes you that even more legendary.
It's averaging 16.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, and
16 in game 4. 16. And is it just me, or does it feel like he goes stretches where all his offensive rebounds either lead to a 3 or a putback?
Yeah.
I remember he had the putback was in the game 3 to take the lead at halftime.
Yeah.
Was moving the culture. So shout out to Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, legends.
Yeah, they've been at it since 03. And their reign ended in 14. That was the last ring. That's 12 years.
That's impressive.
And the Warriors done it in about half of that. So shout out to Clay, Steph, and Draymond.
And again, the point I made in the last video, people forget the Warriors were a terrible franchise. Similar to the Knicks. Very few wins, only 40, 50 years between rings.
Nah, that's a fact.
So, it's...
And they did it through the draft.
Did it organically.
Yeah.
Did it organically.
Yeah.
Built a young team, drafted Clay, drafted Steph, drafted Draymond, and just added to the pieces.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons why I was saying maybe Kuminga would play a little more. But Klay Thompson has stepped up on defense as well. Had a couple big strips in game 4 that led to turnovers. Good plays for the Warriors. What's he averaging in the series?
He's averaging 17 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2 assists. He's shooting 35 from the field, 34 from 3.
How many attempts?
He's attempted about 9.
So 35 on 9 isn't terrible. That's not terrible.
Yeah,
it's rearing their ugly head. He's made a lot of plays throughout the series, throughout the playoffs. But if he's got to be more of a point guard for them. He's got to maybe focus a little less on his shot. I think he had 18 on 18 shots in game 4. So I think you might need to get those shot attempts around 14, 13, shoot about 50%, and get his assist up. And I think that's probably that's probably the adjustment I would tell the Celtics to make going forward. Try to get Marcus Smart to be more of a point guard. Because Robert Williams continues to impress. Horford continues to show that he still has a lot in the tank left. And then Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are both, showing that they can.
Yeah, he's just averaging under 5 assists a game. That should definitely be higher. Marcus Smart.
Ask and you shall receive. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson came to play, and they got the job done. Shout out to them. Salute to the Golden State Warriors, winning in 6 games. Here again, I appreciate you listening. Master Bruce CB here with the one and only
DankFather.
Golden State Warriors 1-6. It's a beautiful thing. Nice to see legacies continuing to be forged. Right now, we're living through the Steph and LeBron era. The last, 8 of the last 11 championships have been won by either LeBron James or Steph Curry. The Golden State Warriors continue to amaze, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, because we got to start with saying that we were wrong. We got to stand on it. That'll let you set the table.
Yeah, so I predicted Celtics in 6, and clearly was wrong. Warriors got it done in 6 games. What'd you have it in 7?
Yeah, Celtics in 7.
So yeah, man, we eating a little Warriors crow right now. Ain't too personal though. We're not fans of either of these teams.
And really, they did us a favor because an enemy of your enemy is your friend.
That's a fact.
So if we're keeping it a buck, keeping it a bean, shout out Kobe.
Nah, that's a fact. But man, great performance by the Warriors, man. I said earlier in a couple videos ago, I had the Warriors going to the finals. I just thought they were playing real well. Everything was clicking at the right time. They were playing good basketball. Everybody got healthy. And they were just doing their thing. Celtics, they just didn't have the answers for the Warriors. Inexperience a little bit. Turnovers.
Oh, baby.
A lot of turnovers.
We're going to get into
the
it. We'll break it game by game. We're going to get into it.
Yeah, man. Tough one. I was rooting for the brothers for a little bit, the young guns, Brown and Tatum. But the Warriors got it done, man. Shout out to Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond. Shout out to Andrew Wiggins getting his first ring. Getting his first ring. Played big. Just wasn't a tag along.
Exactly.
Just wasn't.
That's a huge part about it. He was the second best player on the floor for the Warriors through 6 games.
Nah, that's a fact. So big credit to Wiggins. I made that point that he was kind of playing that Iguodala role, and damn it, man, he played that Iguodala role this series.
And then you see Iguodala taking him under his wing.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
That's
crazy how that happened. Nah, that's a fact.
The cycle of life. And then again, like we said, Iguodala, did he play his last game? Was that his last? That was last time ever checking on NBA court?
I think he retired after this one.
Of course. I think it's.
But I say this, Steph Curry, you want to keep winning rings, man. You ain't won without Iguodala on your team.
That's very interesting. That's a very interesting point.
So if either you gotta, get him on the coaching staff, just have that energy around you. I think it's key. Real pivotal.
That's an interesting point.
Hey, the Heat went to the finals with him on that team. He was on that team when the Heat went to the finals against the Lakers in the bubble.
Very interesting. Iguodala, he breeds success.
What brings me to that point is I think, God rest his soul, a great Kobe. I think his player was Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
He never won without Derek Fisher. Never went to the finals without Derek Fisher. If you look at it in history, and then when Fisher got traded to the Thunder, they went to the finals. So, I mean, it's a couple other instances like that in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? You just have a player that the top guy just has to have in order to win. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's a glue guys. Like I said, that's what any young players listening. There's more ways to affect the basketball game than just scoring the ball. Sometimes leadership is your best role. Sometimes making sure guys don't slack, making sure, the other guys that are more talented at that, at that moment in time are as prepared as they need to be the role that their team needs. So I definitely listen. I got a lot of respect for Iguodala. He disrespects the Knicks a little more than I would like. But
I didn't catch that. What did he say?
Nah, he always just throws little jabs at the Knicks and will never be good, never stuff like that.
It's crazy. I remember when he came out of college, I used to do little mock drafts. Like on NBA Live, you just create the new class. Yeah. And I had him going top 5. I always just thought he was gonna be like a star player.
It's crazy because it's
in a couple instances he was, you know what I'm saying? He
played next to AI.
He played.
He played well enough for people to call him AI next to AI.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So, Andre Iguodala, he's not just a guy that was hanging around, lucky to be there.
Those late years with the Sixers, he played real big. I think they had a second-round berth. That was the year D. Rose got hurt, though. But
yeah,
he went to Denver. Denver was a little formidable. And we all know he got to Golden State, and the rest is history. So shout out to Andre Iguodala.
Shout out to Iguodala. That's a fact.
Winning basketball. He plays winning basketball. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Max Kellerman too, man. He made a crazy take one time saying the death beam was on Earth. You give it to Iguodala for the last shot. I kind of understood what he was saying, but still, but that shows you how much people respect him. You know what I'm saying? So
without even giving credit, validity to that statement, it does just show the fact that it can even be said on a national broadcast.
Yeah,
by a national talking head shows a lot. I think I disrespected the Warriors a little bit in the sense of I didn't realize that they would be so ready to just win in any way, shape, or form. And really, I said it against the Mavericks that they already surprised me against the Mavericks when they went to 2s to win. But to see them consistently still do that against the Celtics, that was very impressive. And Jason Tatum, you let me down, young buck. I took a big swing because again I was just saying to myself, I see a young guy that again, the whole all the Kobe stuff. He's showing his own ability itself, a propensity to show up in big games and big moments for the Celtics. And I just didn't see him going out like that, man. He went out like a young guy. Jaylen Brown, again, it raises the question, who's better? I mean, I don't want to just be a prisoner of the moment, but I was kind of somewhat alluding to it in the past. When they're both playing at their best, just watching the game, it's hard to just say, oh yeah, this guy, Jason Tatum, just head and shoulders above Brown.
Yeah.
Brown can shoot the ball. He can get to the basket. He defends. He's physical. He showed he can pass. It seemed like both of them forgot how to go left out of nowhere. I don't know where that came from. And just like I said, we talked about, I talked about Marcus Smart needing to be a point guard and failing in a lot of those instances. But again, a lot of that does come back to Jason Tatum, where if he's more aggressive, if he's taking on more of a load, is allowing Marcus Smart to, be more passive and not be asked to score 18 plus, take 18 shots. Because that's not where they needed Marcus Smart to be, in my opinion. Gary Payton Jr., second, he definitely was a big difference that I didn't expect in the sense of, one, I wasn't sure he was going to play and going into it. But two, he played the role that I thought Kuminga was going to play at 6'3", which is actually very impressive. He was the athletic defender, spark on offense, running the floor, put back dunks, put back rebounds, getting steals, diving for balls, loose balls, 50-50 balls. He was changing the game in a lot of ways that, if you're just looking at the box score, you might not see it. But he was definitely affecting the game. His energy was almost second to none from a bench player. I can't even think of what Celtics bench player jumps off at you. Grant Williams didn't really play well.
Yeah.
Pritchard didn't jump out you. Derek White, he had a couple games early.
Yeah.
Derek White played well early, but,
White had a big game one.
Yeah, they kind of didn't
fade it. Man, the Warriors, man.
The fact that they didn't even have to use Kuminga and they won.
We definitely disrespected them a little bit.
Yeah, But again, they took it. I gotta say they took it because when you're forcing those turnovers, that means that's what you're supposed to do. When someone's scared and timid, and there's only one plate to eat, you gotta take it.
Nah, that's a fact.
When you're in the jungle, and there's a line, who's gonna eat it? Who wants it more?
Nah, that's a fact.
So the fact that they took it from them, I never would imagine the Celtics having just back to back games like that where the turnovers are over 18 plus. You can't win finals games like that. But
and you made a point. The point guard woes looked like they were coming to bite them in the backside. You feel me? You made that point a couple videos ago. And the series ended that way.
And the last point before we start going into the game by game breakdowns, when I predicted the 107 was the magic number. So the Warriors scored 107 or 108 three of the first 4 games. So, I mean, again, I might need to go to Vegas, put some money down. And again, I guess, like I said, I kind of, in a way, knew that the Warriors were going to be a lot, but I didn't think the Celtics would lay down in the way they did, especially after the game one. So let's go into game one. What are the stats looking like?
Game one, Celtics won 120-108. Interesting second half, man. Golden State outscored Boston 38-24 in the third quarter. But Boston came back in the fourth quarter and outscored them 40-16.
Man,
and ended up stealing game one on the road.
And then really, when you say still, like they beat them 120-108.
Yeah.
So Like, again, after that game, I was really feeling confident with the Celtics pick. Because, again, showing that type of resiliency in the fourth quarter on Chase Stadium, you definitely felt good and definitely felt confident.
Nah, that's a fact. Jason Tatum, man, not a great game. 12 points, 3 for 17 shooting, 1 for 5 from 3 in 41 minutes. Not the best game, but he did have 13 assists, so...
Yeah, but still finding ways to affect the game.
Smart had a decent game, 18 points, 7 for 11, 4 from 7 from 3. That's what they really need.
How many assists?
He had 4 assists that game with 2 steals, just under 30 minutes. That's
and zero turnovers. So even though he didn't have a huge assist number, that 4 assists, 2 steals, and 0 turnovers, you're playing a point guard's game. 7-11 from the field. That's a point guard's game.
Nah, that's a fact. Horford, big game, 26 points, 9 for 12 shooting, 6 from 8 from 3.
Horford hit 6 threes.
Shout out to Al Horford, man.
Yeah,
turning back the hands of time.
Yeah,
found the fountain of youth, and he's looking like the old Al Horford again. Even though he's old.
And he's some of that Puerto Rican juice.
Nah, that's a fact. Some of that fresh juice. Jaylen Brown, shout out Jaylen Brown, 24 points, 10 for 23 shooting, 2 for 8 from 3 in 38 minutes. Derek White, big production off the bench, 21 points, 5 for 8 from 3. So they shot the 3 well in this game.
Yeah.
On the Warriors side of things, Curry, 12 for 25. He had a big first half, 21 points. And he came out and was making a statement.
Yeah. He definitely looked like he wanted to make a statement early and show that he wanted to not only win, but win Finals MVP.
Wiggins with strong numbers, 20 points, 8 for 15. Draymond, not a strong game. Did have 11 rebounds. 4 points, 2 for 12. Thompson was 15 points, 6 for 14 shooting. So, yeah, man. Game 1 was a crazy game, man.
Yeah, Poole only had 9 points. Out of Porter with 12.
4 for 5 from the 3. That was huge for the Warriors.
And then Iguodala even snuck in 7 points, 3 or 4 from the field. That was, like I said, It felt like it was a back and forth game.
Yeah, until the game really started in the second half. So Warriors started turning it up, but Celtics, they didn't go away. So
yeah, the 40 in the fourth quarter, like I said, that was what was making me feel like the Celtics had a chance to win the series. They had a chance to, come back and really make a statement. Winning on Chase Stadium, Game 1, that was a big setup. So
stole Game 1. They set the tempo early.
Yeah, so Game 2, it was Golden State 107. Again, the magic number I said, 107-88. It was a back and forth game at first, but close game at halftime. It ended with a Andrew Wiggins put back to be up 2. Andrew Wiggins, like I said, his rebounding in this series was phenomenal. That was probably one of the biggest things that he did for the team. Yeah, but I believe he had like about 4 in the first half.
Oh wow.
Jason Tatum gave 28 points on 8 of 19 shooting. This might have been one of his most efficient games. 6 of 9 from 3, 6-8 from the free throw line.
4 turnovers, that's tough.
Yeah.
Smart 5 turnovers this game. 2 points, 1 for 6.
In 25 minutes.
Yeah, you're not going to beat the Warriors with that type of production.
Jaylen Brown, 17 on 17 shots, 5 of 17 from the field. Horford couldn't back up that big game. Only had 2 on 1 of 4 shots. Robert Williams, who we haven't named yet, who we haven't said his name yet. Robert Williams has played really well.
Yeah.
He really showed that, especially battling through injury, battling through, adversity, not knowing is he going to play, is he in the lineup, is he out of the lineup.
He was really big defensively for the Celtics.
Yeah, definitely scaring people from the boards. Wasn't allowing people to do what they wanted to do in the paint. It was a constant pressure. Grant Williams, I guess I know I'm kind of jumping back and forth, but Grant Williams was disappointed in the series. After having such a big Game 7 versus the Miami Heat, he really didn't have an impact much beyond, back and forth with Draymond every now and then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sleep at the wheel.
I think he let the game get the best of him. He let I don't want to say it was too much for him, but like I said, I feel like his biggest impact was going back and forth with Draymond Green than anything. And like I said, when that's your biggest memory is beefing with a guy. But
it's crazy. The Warriors didn't play that great. Curry 9 for 21 shooting. Clay was 4 for 19. Wiggins was 4 for 12. Celtics just turned the ball over a ton. No, they had 13 just with the starting lineup alone. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for the game they had 19, and the Warriors scored 33 points off those turnovers.
Wow.
So the Celtics had 19 turnovers. The Warriors had 12, but the Celtics only scored 15 points off their turnovers.
In the big third quarter, Golden State outscored them 35-14. You know how Golden State, that third quarter is their quarter when they pull away from you in the game. So
points in the paint, Warriors outscored the Celtics 40-24. Steals 15-5. Rebounding was pretty equal, and ironically, 3-pointers were exactly even too. It's crazy that they won by 19 and they only took 6 more shots. That's always crazy to see when.
The turnover.
They were 39-86. The Celtics were 30-80. So they missed 50 shots. I remember we were talking about the Heat versus Celtics missing 60 shots. They missed 50 shots.
Yeah, you're not going to beat the Warriors missing 50 shots.
And the thing is crazy too. The Celtics were supposed to be the defensive team. They were supposed to be the one that, was supposed to be the number one team defensive in the league. That's why that also makes what Curry has done so impressive. Yeah. The fact that he's able to overcome a defense that's so strong and basically focused on him as well. That's pretty impressive. On to game 3, 116-100 Celtics.
Like you said, if that Celtics want to win, they got to score over 107. They scored over 107.
And then they were able to even hold the Warriors under 100. This game, it was pretty. Boston was up at 12.5, and I think that's big, especially when the third quarters that they always bring, because they still outscored them in the third, 33-25. But that cushion allowed them to be confident going into the fourth, and they outscored them 23-11. They showed resiliency. They showed grit. Like I said, at this point, they're up 2-1 out of the first 3, won 2 of the first 3. I was definitely feeling good. Brown had 22, 7, and 3. Tatum had a down game at 11, 4, and 5. Horford had 7, which was over 3 times what he had in game 2 when he had 2 points. Curry had 14. Oh, snap, am I on the wrong game?
Yeah. Game 2 was 6-5. Jaylen Brown had a strong game, 27 points, 9 for 16 shooting, 4 for 8 from the 3, 5 for 6 from the free throw line in 39 minutes. Smart had a great game, 24 points, 8 for 17, 3 for 7 shooting, 7 rebounds and 5 assists. He did have 5 turnovers. Mm-hmm. So that's,
but he shot well.
Yeah, he shot well.
He did shoot well, and he rebounded well. So that made up for the turnovers.
Tatum, not the best shooting game. Did have 9 assists though, 6 rebounds, 26 points, 9 for 23 shooting. Horford bounced back with an 11-point game, 5 for 7. Robert Williams, 8 points, 4 for 5. 10 rebounds, 3 steals. So that's huge.
Like I say, he was a big presence. He's a big presence, man.
Greg Williams, 10 points.
Grant Williams.
Oh, Grant Williams.
10 and 5 in 20 minutes. That might be his best game of the
that's his
series.
Best game of the series. He showed up for game 3. My bad for disrespecting you, Grant Williams. Greg Williams.
Steph Curry came out with 31 on 12 of 22 shooting, 6 of 11 from the 3-point line.
Clay had a good game.
7 of 17 on 25.
That's a good game.
Wiggins not to be left short. 18 and 7, 2 assists. But really, that was about it. Poole chipped in with 10.
Draymond didn't do anything. This is when criticism of Draymond's production, I believe,
Started to rise, yeah.
Started to rise. 1 for 4.
And there's a game that they still had 17 turnovers, but they only gave up 17 points off their turnovers. In this game, they won in the paint 52-26. So again, it seemed like whoever was winning in the paint out-rebounded them 47-31, and then actually outshot them 43-89. 43 of 89 for 48%, and the Warriors shot 36 of 78 for 46%. So they definitely, and then they shot a slightly better percentage from 3. They made 13 on 35 attempts. Warriors made 15 on 40. Got to the free throw line at a more consistent clip, but they were missing. They were 17-24 for 70%. Warriors were 13-15 for 86. So, like I said, the turnovers, the game where they didn't turn the ball over, they took care of it. They were a completely different team. And then there was game 4.
Steph, Wardell, Curry.
Yeah, man, that was. And the crazy thing is he was going into the game potentially hurt. Remember, got a little something late in game 3. They were questioning if he could even play.
Yeah, Warriors 107, Celtics 97. Like you said, if the Celtics wanted to win, they gotta score 107.
What's also crazy is Curry got hurt by Smart with the same ankle March 16th this season. That's pretty crazy.
Revenge game.
That's pretty interesting. And that was a game Porter started over Looney. So that's when Kerr made his first adjustment of one big. And you pointed that out. That was one of I remember listening. You were saying that will Kerr switch up the lineup to have one big on the floor.
Yeah, he finally made that move.
Game 4, they made that adjustment.
Curry, 43 points. 10 rebounds.
Yeah. First point guard since Magic Johnson and Jerry West to do that in a finals game.
10 rebounds.
7 of 14 from the 3.
Did have 5 assists, though, but still a strong game. Great game.
Wiggins had 7 of 17 shoots, 16 rebounds.
16. That's huge.
And again, I can't countless of how many were either put back dunks or, offensive rebound has turned to a 3-pointer.
Jordan Poole gave him 14. Clay had 18 off 17 shots, 4 from 10 from 3. That's 40%. That's good.
It's good to see. Like I said, they came out to play. Draymond Green gave you 8 assists, 9 rebounds. Only four steals as well. So again, he's still affecting the game.
Yeah, he's still affecting the game. He's just not scoring. But like we said in the last video, you know what to expect from Draymond.
Yeah,
this is what he does.
He's playing chess. He's playing chess.
4 steals. That's you know what I'm saying? Those are strong defensive numbers. And just playmaking numbers, 8 assists, that's nothing to sneeze at. And
then the 4, they said the 4 steals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's big time. So you definitely can't poo-poo that.
Not the best shooting game from the Celtics. Smart 18 off 18. 2 turnovers. Brown 21 off 19. Tatum 23 off 23. So
Tatum never.
3 didn't play.
He gave you 11 rebounds and 6 assists, but he had 6 turnovers. So again, another game, high turnovers for Tatum. Poor shoot percentage. It's tough. Like, you're supposed to be able to, they're expecting him to lead from the front.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Lead. They go as you're supposed the best player goes, and again, Jaylen Brown, that 9 and 19 in 39 minutes was, more aggressive, more efficient.
Yeah.
Tatum may have took more shots, but it really felt like Brown was the one throughout the whole series. That was the one that was really taking charge and leading the team. Whenever they needed a punch, whenever they needed a jolt, it really was Brown that made a play. Whether it be a steal, big dunk, 3-pointer, something like that. I felt like every single time it was Jaylen Brown.
I have to agree with that.
Derek White with another good game. So I guess we counted Derek White a little short. 16 points. 4 of 12, 3 of 5 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free. Got to the free throw line 5 times. That's pretty impressive. Only gave you 1 assist and 3 turnovers. You want a little more than that. Grant Williams, again, 3 points.
12 minutes.
And it's crazy. Another point.
They only played 8 this game.
Yeah, I see you're tight.
It's interesting.
Yeah, butt cheeks are tight. What's interesting as well, we didn't even mention him in the game 1 breakdown. Tice.
Daniel Tice.
He played game 1, hit a 3, played, a couple minutes. I feel like, I guess we'll go through. He really didn't play again. I'm not really saying that Tice would have made a difference. I'm not sitting here saying that, but I do find it a little interesting. This was a game where they wasn't high turnovers and they still lost, but they did get out rebounded 55-42. They actually out assisted the Warriors 22-20, the Celtics that is. Points in the paint. Golden State won 38-32. Yeah, this was a really close game. It was just Steph Curry was really just the difference. Steals 10-8, free throws 12 of 15 for the Warriors, 14-19 to the Celtics. They got to the free throw line more. They shot a better percentage from 3, 15-38 to Warriors 15-43. It's just the Warriors just took more shots. The Warriors were 40 of 91 for 44%. The Celtics were 34-85 for 40%. That was really just a game.
They missed 50 shots.
Yes, yeah.
It's tough. I'm not going to win that way.
Yes, yeah, that's really what it was. They just got out-rebounded. And again, we made the point. So, in a game where they out-rebounded the Celtics by 13, Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry combined for 26. You know what I mean? And that's really was the difference in the game. So, we go to Game 5, 104-94, Warriors. And, actually, let me take a step back because we made the point. When the Celtics lost that Game 4, I was pretty nervous. Like we made that's when we made we popped in on them. Shout out to Papa Spice Multiples at Papa Spice Multiples on Instagram. We were saying that we wanted to stay with our picks. When they lost that Game 4, we even alluded to it. Yeah. That was when it was tough because that was the game to just put their foot on the Warriors' necks. They would have went up 3-1, a commanding lead. Of course, it wouldn't have been over. We're still having, a game in Game 5 being in Chase Center. But, yeah, when I saw that was definitely a bad omen.
Yeah,
that was definitely a bad omen.
Dropped the ball on that one.
Nah, Steph Curry took it. When you have a game like that, I said have a game where you're mentioning in the lights of.
Steph Curry did take it.
But, yeah, so going into Game 5, so Andrew Wiggins at 16 in the first half, a career game playoff high. And 7 rebounds at half. Curry had 10 on 4 of 10 shooting, 0 3-pointers. And this is actually the first game that broke his streak of 3-pointers made in the game, going 0 for 9. Went 7 of 12 from the field for 16 points. Had 4 rebounds. Did chip in 8 assists, 2 steals. So he played like a point guard.
Yeah, he played like a point guard.
People question his point guard skills. Is he actually a point guard? Well, he showed you in the finals game that if his shot isn't falling, his three-pointer isn't falling, he can still give you, like I said, 8 assists, 2 steals, facilitate the game.
Played with a big game, 21 points, 7 from 14 shooting, 5 from 11 from 3. Did we say Wiggins 26 points, 13 rebounds?
We did not. I only talked about his first half.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And,
big game by Wiggins leading the Warriors.
And then did you know that in this, I want to say, this was Wiggins' first time in his career having 3 straight games with double-doubles. And he did it in the finals. Might have to fact-check that.
Game 6.
Yeah, so I know for sure. Certainly, like I said, minimum, it was 2 because he had, I remember the first time in his career he had back-to-back double-doubles.
Yeah, no, he did.
So it was just 2. So it's the first time in his career to have back-to-back double-doubles, and he did it in the finals. So, again, when he continued to show love to Andrew Wiggins, and I'm so happy I was able to, before the series started, to give him a shout-out. Because, again, we saw from afar. We saw the game. We were watching it. So, it's definitely impressive to see.
Gary Payton, second. 15 points in this game. 6 for 8. 5 rebounds. That's huge.
Like I said, he just played a big role.
Definitely played huge. Draymond, a little bit better game scoring-wise. 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, doing what what Draymond does. So you can't
3
be
of 6
mad
from the
at
field,
that.
so at least he's shooting a high percentage.
Jordan Poole chipped in with 14, 3 for 6 from the 3, 4 for 8 overall shooting, 14 points.
I know we shout out Gary Payton, but 15 on 6 to 8 shooting in 26 minutes is
That's
huge.
nothing to sneeze at.
That is
Nothing to
huge.
sneeze at. On the Celtics side of things, not a great shooting game by Brown. 18 off 18 shooting. He's 0 for 5 from 3. Did have 9 rebounds, though. 4 assists, but 5 turnovers. That's real tough. Tatum, 27, 10 for 20, so he had a strong game. 4 assists, but he had 4 turnovers. And Smart also chipped in with 4 turnovers as well. But he did have 20 points, 7 for 15, 3 for 6 from 3.
You can see only 2 assists. Now he did shoot 50% from the field, but when you only have 2 assists for turnovers, it's not. I mean, again, Tatum played well. Now Brown did, I said, shoot 5 for 18 points, 0 for 5 from 3. That wasn't a strong game from him. And then I said the bench combined for 7 points. That's pretty amazing.
That's tough.
So when your bench is getting 7, and Payton's getting 15, and Poole's getting 14, it's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat.
Turnovers, but again, turnovers were a big part of the story. Celtics had 18 turnovers with 22 points. The Warriors had 22 points off those turnovers. And again, they won by 10. The Warriors had 7 turnovers, and the Celtics only had 9 points. So that's really the game right there. Because the Celtics out-rebounded them 47-39. They made more three-pointers, 11-32 for 34%. The Warriors only made 9 three-pointers. They were 9 for 40 for 22%. Free throws. The Celtics did miss 10 free throws, which is big. Lose by 10, they missed 10 free throws.
Yeah.
21-31. So the Warriors were 13-15 for 86%. Like I said, that's really the game because they out-rebounded them. From the field, the Warriors were 41-88 for 46.6%. The Celtics were 31 for 75 for 41%.
What were your thoughts on your prediction after this game?
Yeah, after they lost Game 5, I knew the writing was on the wall. But I did my best. I tried to muster up, and I was saying to myself maybe that Jason Tatum was gonna be able to.
Do you remember that prediction you laid out?
Yeah, that Jason Tatum would score 35 in Game 6 and then 44 in Game 7.
Definitely let us down, young fella.
Scoring 0 points in the fourth quarter of Game 5. That's tough. I was watching that game with my heart in my stomach. 1, because I found myself rooting for the Celtics. And then 2, because they were letting me down so faithfully. But again, he had 27, so he did play well. But
in crunch time when they needed him.
In the great words of Kobe, more. So, the faithful Game 6, the one that ended it all, 103-90. Warriors pretty much, it really felt like they had the stranglehold on the game the whole way. Came out first quarter, outscored them 27-22. Second quarter, outscored them 27-17. So the writing was pretty much on the wall after that. Even though the Celtics did come out fight hard, they outscored them by 5, 27-22 in third. But they didn't have enough punch.
And this proves the point where you were making. Like, it seemed like every time when the Celtics needed a bucket, it was Jaylen Brown. And we could look at the final numbers and see who was aggressive in this closeout elimination game.
Back against the wall, who brought it?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown clearly played a lot better.
34 points, 12 of 23 shooting, 5-11 from 3, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He was, like I said, a much more aggressive player. He had 5 turnovers, but Tatum did as well. Had a steal. Tatum had 6 of 18, 1 of 4 from 3 for 13 points.
That's tough.
Did have 7 assists, 3 steals, a block, 3 rebounds. But yeah, that's back against the wall to not even take 20 shots is pretty. It's pretty tough to swallow.
Yeah.
You know, the guy didn't. It's one, like I said, I always would like to say you want to go out swinging. You want a guy to go out back against the wall. Because even the 23 shots from Jaden Brown, you know, I would have liked to even see that be 25, 27.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, back against the wall.
One of those games, yeah, you just gotta let it fly.
Go for broke.
Should have been a 40 piece from each guy. But shout out to Jaylen Brown, man. He played huge. Horford gave a trying effort, 19 points.
Big second half at that.
14 rebounds. Found the youth.
4 or 5 from 3.
That's that Yamaka juice, that Jamaica juice.
Man, listen. I need a glass. Marcus Smart, 4 of 12 from the field, 9 points. Did have 9 assists and 3 turnovers, 2 steals. Yeah, Robert was 4 of 8, 10 and 7. And once again, the bench.
Production from the bench.
5 total points from the bench.
No production from the bench. And then you go to Golden State. Poole put up 15. Not the best shooting game, but he put it up.
5 of 12, 3 of 8 from the field. Gary Payton, he outscored him by himself with 6.
Yeah, with 6 points. Draymond stepped up. Big scoring game. He almost messed around and had a triple-double this game.
It was impressive. It was impressive to see Draymond Green dig deep. It was good to see him, you know, I said show who he is. The whole world, you know, taking their chance or doing what they can to take shots at him. Was good to see him bounce back and have a big game. You know, defensively, set the tone early. Felt like he was everywhere. Like I said, almost had a triple-double, so he was affecting the game at all phases. No, 5 turnovers, but like I said, we got 8 assists and 2 steals. You know, you're making up for it.
No, that's a fact. Wiggins, 18 off 18. Solid game.
18, 6, and 5. Hit 4 threes.
Just doing what he do. Curry, you know, the man of the hour. You know, he put the finishing touches on him.
Yeah, 34, 12 of 21, 6 11 from 3, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers.
Yeah, big time game.
Definitely the chef kiss.
Definitely put him to sleep like he did after one of those 3-pointers he made towards the end of the game.
Kevin Looney was big this series, the whole series. We didn't shout him out enough. Kevin Looney was definitely big this series. Ended this game 7 rebounds, assists, 0 for 2 from the field. But like I say, knows role 6 offensive rebounds.
That's big.
You know
that's
what I mean?
him new opportunity.
And that's not. Who knows how many hockey assists he got off of those? Goes straight to the field goals. Warriors shot 12 more shots, 38 for 92 for 41%. The Celtics for 34 for 80 for 42%. So they actually shot better from the field. But here's a big difference. From 3-pointers, the Warriors were 19 to 46 for 41%. The Celtics were 11 for 28 for 39%. That's the game. That's pretty much the game. But the only 20 total free throws were shot in this game. 8 for 8 for the Warriors, 11 for 12 for the Celtics. Rebounding was pretty close, 44 to 41 Warriors. Assists even at 27-27, so both teams were sharing the ball well. Steals 13 to 8 Warriors, and again the turnovers. Warriors had 17 to Celtics 23. So again, it comes down to those turnovers, and then the Warriors, and they ended in Warriors fashion with the 3-ball. They brought the 3-ball to end it.
Yep, definitely did.
Like I said, it was impressive winning on the Celtics home floor. People, I definitely, like I said,
that was huge. That was huge.
Well, that was one of the big things that I kind of felt in the back pocket. That did give me some glimmer of hope for the Celtics, thinking that maybe the Warriors would play with their food and give them a chance to come back to Game 7. And in Game 7, anything's possible. So yeah, it's impressive, man.
Shout out to the Warriors.
Like I said, Steph Curry 4 championships, Draymond Green 4 championships, Klay Thompson 4 championships. Steve Kerr 4 championships.
As a coach, 5 as a player. Curry finally got that coveted Finals MVP that he deserved in the first championship run, but he finally got that, and he deserved it. He played great, put up big numbers, had solid games, more than solid games, great games. It showed up when his team really needed him. Let me ask you this though: what are their chances looking like next year to repeat?
I mean, they got a lot of weapons in the chamber they haven't used. Still got Wiseman, still got Kuminga, still got Moody. So we'll see. I'm not sure who's the free agent. I don't know the free agent situation. But real quick, gotta point out, Jason Tatum was the first player in NBA history with 100 turnovers in a single postseason. Man, like I said, Jason Tatum, it was tough.
That's tough.
He definitely, like I said, he's a good young player. Shout out to StatMuse, youngest NBA player to have 600 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists in a single playoff run. But a lot of that does get overshadowed when you play as bad as you did. And check this out again, shout out to StatMuse. Jason Tatum has scored 13 points on 55 possessions when guarded by Andrew Wiggins. 5 of 15 shooting.
Shout out Wiggins, he did a great job defensively.
Not to mention when Jason Tatum tweeted that Jabari Parker is better than Andrew Wiggins in 2011.
Oh, man.
I'm sure
that was payback for that.
I'm sure Andrew Wiggins had that on his wall.
Steve Kerr probably brought that up. You know he said Jabari Parker. Here's the tweet. I got it right here. I printed it out for you. Play those games like Phil.
Yeah, the mind games. Like I said, Steve Kerr, much respect. When, like I said, it takes a lot to win as a player and a coach. A lot of this foundation was built by Mark Jackson, but like I said, you got to be able to still ride the ship. So you still got to be able to push the same buttons, and he did. So you got to give him credit for that.
Shout out to Mark Jackson. Definitely set the foundation. Now that's a fact.
Let me real quick to going back to this piece. They got Andrew Wiggins and James Wiseman for D'Angelo Russell.
You sure did. Sure did.
That is crazy to think about. And I was having an argument, a barbershop argument the other day. Shout out to D-Rob Cuts. That one guy was saying that anyone can be in the Warrior system, and D'Angelo Russell was the first guy I brought. Hey, well, what about and Kelly Oubre?
Yeah.
Those are two examples. I mean, again, no disrespect to their games personally, but for whatever reason, it didn't work out with the Warriors.
True.
So, I mean, it's not anybody can't do it. And like I said, Andrew Wiggins found a way to. Andrew Wiggins found a way to put it together. Minnesota definitely, I know they're
they definitely find themselves in the
Speaking of Minnesota, if we want to talk about it, they also passed up on Steph Curry twice in the same draft.
Yeah,
with two point guards, with Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn. Shout out Syracuse. Syracuse, stand up.
They did. Minnesota could have kept Wiggins and added LaMelo Ball. That could have been a way.
Yeah. Or they could have drafted Steph Curry and maybe had a completely different trajectory in the last 10 years.
They're probably still eating their hearts out about that one.
Twice.
They'll probably never
at
get
the
over
same
that.
position as well. That's what makes it hurt so bad. It's the same
Thank
position.
God it wasn't us, the Knicks.
I mean, but does
Never
it hurt just as bad that he got picked one pick before? See, like you brought it in, you brought it up, we got to talk about it. Yeah, so
that's a fact.
Draft coming up. Gonna have some stuff coming. Gonna have some stuff dropping. You have any last thoughts on the NBA Finals?
Just shout out to the Warriors, man. They gave us some good basketball to watch. Shout out to the Celtics too. You know, they gave a valiant effort. They took a couple steps forward. It's gonna be interesting to see where they're at next season.
Yeah.
If they could get back. Just looking forward to it, man. See what's going on. It's a new season. None of these teams are our team.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. It's just good basketball. So now You know what time? You know what time it is? Time. You know what time we about to get back into? Like you said, the draft's coming.
So it's about to be
Summer
back to
League
the Knicks.
is coming.
Yeah, so it's about to be back to Knicks. Still gonna have some touching on, different sports topics. Just because that's what we do. Gonna touch on some boxing. Gonna touch on some football, baseball. Everything's coming. We got a lot of things coming. We definitely appreciate you checking in with us, listening with us. We're here for you. But just remember, don't hold us like you don't know us. Send it to a buddy. You can find my man at
DankFather420 on Instagram. DankFather on Twitter. Like, comment, and subscribe.
And you can find myself at Master Bruce CB on Twitter as well as YouTube. You can find the show and Spotify is where you can find the show, as well as my Instagram is Master Bruce. We appreciate you. We're here for you. If you got some thoughts, things you want us to touch on, tell us what we got right, tell us what we got wrong. We're here for the critique. Appreciate you.